let's talk about one of freediving's most controversial topics. Should you have caffeine before a dive? As a coffee lover myself, I get it. It's a part of our sacred morning ritual. But when it comes to freediving, is this having a negative impact on our diving? Well, there's a few things to consider. Let's dive in. First, we need to understand what coffee does to our body. Caffeine works by blocking adenosine, a chemical that makes you feel sleepy. So when you're drinking caffeine, it improves your performance by making you feel more energized and focused. It also increases your heart rate and your metabolism, which is why it's such a great way to start your morning. But here's the catch. Caffeine is a diuretic. This means that it is a substance that makes you dehydrated. As we know, hydration is essential for our freediving. It prevents cramps and it helps with our equalization, as well as reducing levels of fatigue. Drinking coffee, you're potentially going to be reducing your ability to equalize. Caffeine also boosts your metabolism, which means you're going to burn through energy reserves faster. Now for freedivers, this means your heart rate's going to rise, you're going to feel less relaxed, and the CO2 will build up faster. Not exactly what we want when we're going on our longer dives. Another thing to consider is the half-life of caffeine. This is how long it stays in your system. On average, caffeine takes 3 to 5 hours to reduce by half. So if you have 80 milligrams of caffeine in this cup, after 3 to 5 hours, you'll still have about 40 milligrams of caffeine in your system. But for some people, caffeine can last a lot longer in the system. Your tolerance plays a big role as well. If you're used to drinking caffeine, you're going to notice a lot less of its effects, which means you might feel normal or even better by drinking caffeine before a dive. Should you drink coffee before a dive? It really depends. If coffee makes you feel good and helps you start your day, and you know your tolerance, it's going to be fine for you. Just be mindful of the effects it will have on hydration and how your body reacts. Everyone's physiology is different. So here's my advice if you want to have that daily cup of coffee before your dive. Stay well hydrated the day before, drink plenty of water through the morning in the lead up to your dive, and take some water out with you if you have a buoy. Time it right. Try to have your coffee 1 to 2 hours before your dive to reduce the effects of having it peak in your system whilst on the dive. And you could even opt for a slightly weaker coffee than normal, just to reduce the amount of stimulation that you may have. In the end, I can't tell you what's good for you. Freediving is about connecting with yourself and finding what works best for you. If coffee fits into the rhythm of your daily routine, enjoy it. Just listen to your body, adjust as needed. There might be some trial and error. I've experienced it myself. I've had coffee 10, 15 minutes before a dive whilst doing depth sessions, and I felt it. I've now found that for my body, I can have coffee about an hour before a dive, and I'm going to feel okay during the dive. In fact, speaking anecdotally, I feel better when I have coffee before a dive. I feel less lethargic, more motivated and focused. Remember, coffee is a performance-enhancing substance in other sports, so there is merit to say that it will improve freediving performance as long as the stimulating effects aren't too strong on your body. Is coffee optimal for your freediving? Not exactly, but it's optimal for our morning. So if you want to have that cup of coffee, don't be afraid. Try keep your morning routine as regular as possible before your dives. Stay safe, everyone. Enjoy your diving, and hopefully see you in the water.